I'm Haley and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited because today I have another project pan update. I'm super excited because I feel like I've been making some good progress and I'm trying to just, make as much progress as I can before the project finale next month. And I have one rollout, which I think is pretty good. I have some pretty good progress on some of the other products. So if you want to see what I've been up to, how my products are looking, I hope you'll stick around and keep on watching. Okay, so starting off strong, I have a product that has been in the project since the very beginning when I started this back in March or April, I believe, and I have been using this almost every single time I do my makeup since then, and that is my Revolution Aura Fix Setting Spray. This is what the product was looking like when I first introduced this into the project, and since then I've used it a total of 189 times, which is absolutely insane. I used it 36 times since the last update, and this is what this setting spray is looking like now. So as you can see, I feel like I have a couple months worth still. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna roll this over or just declutter it. I do feel like it helps my makeup last longer and go on more smoothly because I always use this as a primer spray. So I'm not super into setting sprays in general, but as a primer, I can definitely get through this. As you can see, the very bottom of this is mostly just the little crystals. That's mostly just for effect. It really don't think this actually does anything. So we're actually closer to the bottom than to the very bottom of the product. So that's good news. Like I said, I still think I have a few months left in this. Again, not totally sure what I'm gonna do with this once the project is over next month, but we'll see. However, super proud of, the progress I've made on this. And I know that without this project, I would not have made anywhere near the amount of progress that I have made over the last few months on this one. So super proud of myself, super happy with where this is going. This is a mess. The lid is broken and cracked. All of the writing has worn off on here, but still feeling pretty good about this, and like I said, super happy to have made the progress that I have. Next up is my Glossier lip balm in lavender. This is old, you guys. This has got to go at the end of this year, whether or not it's done. And just a spoiler alert, it's not going to be done because these take so long to get through. This is from when, before they reformulated and then they brought back the formula again. They also changed the packaging. So this has just been kicking around for way too long for a lip balm. So like I said, I will be tossing this once the project is over at the end of during next month. And, I have not been counting uses on this one because, it's just something that lives in my purse and just, when I need lip balm, I use this. So this is what it was looking like when I first introduced it into the project. And this is what it's looking like now. Not a lot of visual progress on this one, but I feel like I've given it a good shot before I'm going to eventually declutter it. So I feel like that's really positive. I just want to get as much use as I can on things before I get rid of them. And sometimes that's not the entire product, right? Like sometimes things go bad, things go off, they get old. Sometimes it's just not possible to fully use something up, but I would at least like to use things up as much as I can in that case. So I feel like I've given this one a good go. I have some other lip balms that have been neglected and I want to work on next year. So I'll be happy to get rid of this one. I do love the formula on these Glossier lip balms. I think they're super hydrating and I love the scents. I have thought this one was really fun and I've been enjoying working on it. Next up, I have the product that is the bane of my existence. If you have watched my other updates, you'll probably know what product I'm talking about, but that is my NARS blush in the shade Luster. So this has also been in the project since the very beginning, and I have used this 161 total times, which is just so insane for a blush. So this is what it was looking like when I first introduced it into the project, and this is what it's been looking like over the past few months. Since the last update, I used it 26 times, like I said, for a total of 161 uses. This is what it's looking like now. As you can see, we don't really have a whole lot of visual progress on this one. There is a little bit of wear, which you can really only see close up, this is very shimmery. So it's hard to build up without looking kind of overly highlighted. I kind of feel like this is more of like a blush highlighter combination, but that's just not really my preference. I think I will be decluttering this after the end of the project just because this is not my favorite anymore. I've given it so much use, so much love. I really feel like I've gotten my money's worth having used it so many times, and I just feel like continuing to try and hit pan on this would truly drive me crazy, so I'm just going to say goodbye. And also the hinge on the packaging is broken, which I hate broken products. It just drives me insane. But we have gotten a lot of use on this one. I've been reaching it for it so many times every single month, which I'm super proud of. I've kind of found a way to work with this, and I've kind of learned how to use this, you know, better than when I first had this in the project. So that's really positive. I feel like one good thing about Project Pan is that it kind of forces you to learn how to work with different products, different makeup items, things like that, and just kind of like pushes you to become better at doing makeup in a way. So I feel like that is a really positive. I will still be working on this, of course, for the next month until the finale, but you know, like I said, got my money's worth. Will I keep using this after this project? Absolutely not. So next up I have my Garfield Glam Light Highlighter. This is from a face palette, the For the Love of Lasagna face palette. And this is what the highlighter, which is called Say Cheese, was looking like when I first introduced it into the project. So as you can see, there's like a very distinct wear pattern in this pan from using a fan brush. I've kind of switched my brush up a little bit when using this since I, you know, have first started. I thought I would have hit pan. This pan is very deep. You can see like the ridge of this. It is so freaking deep, but I've used this a lot. I'm not really a highlighter girly, but I've been enjoying this. I've kind of learned, you know, again, the best ways of applying, how to use this so that I enjoy it the most, things like that, which is really awesome. I used this 8 times over the last month or so for a total of 62 times in this project, which I think is awesome. And this is not super old, so I'm not going to declutter this. You know, I'm not going to, like, I don't feel the need to fully use this up or, you know, get rid of it because it's old or anything like that. It's actually fairly new. I just wanted to push myself to use some highlighter, get some use on this, because otherwise I think it would have just been lingering on and sitting around in my drawer, and that's not what I want. I want to be able to use my makeup products and, you know, take advantage of my collection. Next up, I have a primer stick. This is from e.l.f., the Stay Cool Primer Stick. This is just okay. I've talked about it a little bit. I've used it a lot over the past few months, and it actually has some really good physical evidence of being used so much. So this is what it was looking like rolled up all the way up when I first introduced it into the project. And this is what it's been looking like over the past few months. So I've used this for a total of 73 times since introducing this into the project, which is pretty dang good in my opinion. And 21 of those times was over the last month, which I feel like is pretty good. And it's getting pretty small, which I think is really awesome. I won't have used this up, you know, before the next update, but I'm really happy to have gotten more use on this one. Again, this isn't a product that was old or anything like that. I just wanted to use this because I thought it'd be fun to track the progress because you can visually see how much has been used up, and it has been fun. It's really motivating. I think this is okay. You know, like I said, it really just makes up your makeup go on smoother. It doesn't really cause it to last longer. It doesn't really have any super special properties or anything like that, but it's super affordable. I think it's kind of fun. I have another stick primer that I would like to maybe work on next year that I actually like better. So it's been kind of fun to kind of compare and contrast. That's the one from LA Girl, which they look pretty similar, but I feel like as products, they're kind of different. So it's been kind of fun to get to know this product better and see so much progress on it. So next up, I've got another product that is driving me crazy. This is my L'Oreal lipstick. This is the Color Riche lipstick in Toasted Almond. I have been using this so dang much, and this is just a product that the way the component is, it's not ideal for the kind of product. So this lipstick is very, very slippy, moisturizing, glossy, and as you can see right here, it melts very easily. This is like Leaning Tower of lipstick right here, with the way it just like gets pushed to the side. It's a crazy shape, I know. And it's super messy. It gets all over this. Obviously I cleaned this off for the video, but it gets so messy, like everywhere, just because of the formula. And it looks beautiful on the lips. I really like this one, but I wanted to try and use this up or get as much use on it as I can to declutter this or just get rid of it, because it's just so messy and it doesn't work well. It needs a different kind of packaging, but it's a great product. So it's really a shame. But all that to say, I've been using this quite a bit in the attempt to use it up before the end of the project. I don't think it's gonna be fully used up, but I think it'll be to the point where I will feel fine decluttering it. Like I said, it's really pretty. I like the shade. I think it looks great on me. It's great for fall. But I used this one 28 times over the last month for a total of 65 times. You'll be able to see the progress in the close-up shots, but that's just so crazy. That does not count reapplication. So a couple of times I was doing gigs and things where I was out all day and I was reapplying this like a million times. And I feel like I've gotten some pretty good wear on it from that. You can see it's really not that much left. I think given a few more months, I could use this up. But like I said, I really just want to get to the end of the project and then I will say goodbye to this one. But one unfortunate thing about using my L'Oreal lipstick so much is that it's caused me to neglect one of the other lip products in this project, and that is my NYX Butter Gloss Bling in the shade Pricey. So right now, basically, it has settled down here, which is pretty good. I'll show you in the progress photos. It has gone down a bit, but I only used this 4 times over the course of the last month or so for only 15 times in this project. This is not old. I will obviously, you know, keep this in my collection. The Bling Butter Gloss only came out like within the last year or so. I just wanted to get some more use on this because it's not my favorite lip gloss formula, but I think it's a beautiful color. I'll play around with it more next year. But yeah, I really have not used this very much just because I've been focusing so dang much on the lipstick. But I'm so glad that this project has forced me to use it even 15 times. It's pretty good for a random lip gloss in my collection when I'm focusing on other products. So not mad about it, but you know, have just been focusing on the lipstick instead. And then next up I have my bronzer, another broken product. This is my Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade Suntan. And this is kind of interesting because this is a bronzer that I thought I liked a lot more before I introduced it into this project. So using it so much really made me realize that I actually prefer a lot of my newer bronzers. They're just, the tones are better, the shades are better, they blend better. This one can be really orange and reddish, like especially on my forehead. So I don't love it, especially for filming. I have used it 23 times since the last update though, which is pretty good for 49 times total. And you know, you can see some where like it's certainly not brand new looking. It does have a little bit of a dip in the center. I'm not sure how much of that was really, you know, since I've introduced this, but you know, this is another one that's gonna get decluttered and I just wanna use it as much as I can before I do that. It's, you know, it's okay. But given that it's broken and I don't love the formula, that's fine with me. But yeah, just happy to have, you know, figured this formula out a little bit more before decluttering this, and again getting my money's worth on this before it goes in the bin. And then next up I have 2 shades from 2 palettes that I just really love these shades and I want to get as much use on them as I can before I declutter these palettes. This brand is actually defunct. It's not in business anymore. It was a indie brand called Musée Beauty and then they changed their name to Kailav. So right here I have the Van Gogh palette and the Honoré palette. I really loved these palettes over the last few years, really got me into more colorful indie makeup, which I still really love to this day. And I chose one standout shade from each of these palettes to work on. So the first one is the Irises shade from the Van Gogh palette. This is this really beautiful blue shade up here. And again, I've just really loved this shade over the last few years. It's beautiful, but you know, the formula is not what it once was. I also have other, you know, beautiful indie colorful shades in my collection that can do even better than this one can. So I just wanted to, you know, give these palettes some last like final love before I declutter these. And I've been working on this shade over the last month for a total of 7 uses, which is pretty good for a random like specific colorful shade. I'm not always in the situation where I can wear colorful makeup. A lot of times I just have to wear basic makeup for different work related reasons, so I can't be reaching for this every day, and I wouldn't want to make myself sick of this color either. But yeah, 7 times I think is pretty good. I can tell that I've expanded the pan, so I feel really good about that one. And I do feel like, you know, it will be time to declutter, and at the end of the year, and I made my peace with that, it is just totally fine. I just wanted to give this shade some final love before I do that, and I think, you know, I will be in a place to say goodbye to this at the end of the year. And then I also have the Honoré palette. So I've been working on this beautiful, beautiful alphabet green shade, Garden, and I think I've made some good progress on this one as well. I've definitely expanded the pan a little bit, and I've only used this one 4 times since last month, but again, I feel really good about that one. I really love both of these palettes. I think they're so inspired and so pretty, and you know, all good things must come to an end. These are quite old. The other shades in these palettes really don't have the impact that they once did. But yeah, just really want to give these one last hurrah. Then I actually have an empty. This is my I'm From Honey mask. This is a K-beauty brand. I had been working on this and another mask over the last few months, just trying to get some use on them, because I find that I really don't reach for masks like this unless I make myself. And I know it's a good self-care thing to do, but yeah, it just like doesn't occur to me. So I really like this project for, you know, encouraging me to reach for and empty both of those masks. This was a very nice honey humectant, like moisturizing mask. Super interesting formula. It has real honey in it actually. And yeah, I emptied this out. I used it 4 times over the last month for a total of 24 times in this project. And as you can see, it is completely empty, which is so awesome. And with that rolling out, I'm going to introduce something that's kind of just a little easy thing to work on in the 1 month left of this project. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish Powder. That is so dang hard to say. This is the one that is just translucent, but this is a mini. This is actually not even a mini. It's like a deluxe sample, and this is so tiny. It's the size of an eyeshadow. This is only 0.8 grams, so not even a full gram of product, but it looks like this. As you can see, there's actually some wear on it already. With it being so small, you really have to get in there with a brush, but I would just like to work on this over the last month of the project and maybe see if I can hit pan, or I don't know, maybe use this up entirely, we'll see. But yeah, again, with this being so tiny, I just really want to encourage myself to reach for this, because I know that, you know, without putting this in here, it will just languish in my drawers and as I reach for other like full-size products. So just want to work on this one and see what damage I can do before the end of the year. And that's all I have for this month's update. Only 1 more month till my finale, which I'm super excited about. I'm already thinking about the different makeup products that I want to work on in a project pan next year. So I'm really excited about that, excited to wrap this up. I love project panning. I feel like it's taught me so much about the products in my collection, how I like to use makeup, what products I love, what I don't, and it really helps me make better decisions going forward with buying makeup, because A, I know how long it takes to use things up, and B, I really know more about what my actual preferences are and what kind of products I enjoy reaching for over and over. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like project panning content, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe, because I will be back next month with my project pan finale. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.